let's go back to the hourly to fix, because that's a huge, I guess, barrier and roadblock for a lot of professionals. And
Hmm.
previous to starting Convos, I was working in a global law firm, and I had brought up this question about like, can we get away from the hourly? Because we would be one of the first major law firms to do that. And there is such a, just because for, hundreds of years, that's how it was done. I got paid by the
Right.
hour. But the problem with that is, to make more money, you either have to work more hours or you have to raise your rates. And to your point
Right.
about the value, you're now, clients hate, oh, if I call you, I'm going to be docked point 0.6 of an hour or a minute or whatever it is,
Yeah.
going rate. So talk to me about that switch. So you said it was a challenge. So what were some of the things that you had to overcome to get your mindset into fixed pricing versus hourly?
Man, I'll say one thing that really helped me. There was a young guy at the time by the name of Andrew Argue, and
Okay.
he was actually putting on this like seminar or course, and I remember it was like $6,000. It may be higher now, or even if he still does it. But I went to that seminar for a weekend, and the one thing that I got out of that weekend was the confidence to come up with fixed pricing, which we now call value pricing, and just stick with it. And a lot of people say, "Hey, well, what is it? What's the formula? How do you come up with it?" My answer to that may sound off the wall, but the answer is it's whatever you want it to be.
Mm,
And people are like, well, it's whatever I want it to be. Yeah, because you have a vision for your company that's different from every other accounting firm. Some accounting firms want to be, $500,000 in size. Some accounting firms want to be $5 million in size. Some accounting firms want to be $50 million in size. Well, I can tell you one thing: if you want to be a $50 million accounting firm, you can't be charging rates of $500 a month. You're gonna drive yourself insane,
yeah, math doesn't
and you're
work.
gonna, yeah, the math just doesn't work.
Yeah,
So you first have to start with the vision for your company and say, okay, where do I see myself and my company, and where do we want to be? And that's where my prices need to be. My prices need to help me reach that vision. And so that's why I always say it's whatever you want it to be, because your vision is whatever you want it to be. And so
right.
you have to address that first. And so once I found that out, it was easy for me to say no to clients who said, "Oh, can you lower that? Can it be different? Can it be that?" Because I knew what my number needed to be to help me get to where I was going.
Right.
And when you know that clearly, it's easy for you to say no because you know it's not going to help you get to the next stage.
I think that's a huge point, starting with the vision and then getting that clarity so you know where you
Yeah.
want to go. And I
Yeah.
love the idea that, you are able to filter out clients, because I think a lot of professionals, they feel they got to take on the work, right? Because I got to help these people, and I just got to get my hours in. And so you end up taking on clients that are not ideal for you. And it's a more of a headache, right? You always complain about
Yeah.
those ones that you don't want.
Yeah. And then another thing too, I was really trying to build a firm where we could provide the best level of customer service. It's
Mm,
hard to provide good customer service when there's this dollar that's in the way. The client won't call you because of the dollar, and then you don't want to give more information because of the dollar. So
right.
like let's kind of change that and move that out of the way by coming up with a value pricing which includes all of this. And
Right.
no, you're not going to get it right the first time, but you're going to perfect it year after year, month after month, and it's just going to get better over time, and you'll start to realize, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want to add that in the package. You know what I mean? I want to take that out, or I want to modify it, or now I want to kind of separate this out and line item these things a little different. you'll come up with those things. I've
Mm-hmm.
used a great proposal software called Go Proposal, and it has changed my life. Because when I give pricing, it's not me giving the price, it's the software giving the price. But I've done all the work to put all the formulas in, test them out, a small client, a medium client, a very large client, these
Yeah.
type of things, and this service minus this, just testing those things out. And so now I feel very good about the formulas in there. So when the client is going through saying, hey, I want that, want this, want that, yeah, we check it all off, and then it spits out a price, and they just look at it, and then I
Ah.
look at it, go back and forth looking at it.